Do you struggle to finish tasks or stay productive? In just 21 days, you can train your mind to focus like a laser. This audiobook will guide you step by step to master your attention and achieve more than ever before. Book: Master Your Focus in 21 Days. Author: Grayson Ward. Audiobook by ReadRealm. Introduction: The power of focus. There's a quiet war happening around us every single day. A battle for our attention. Notifications buzz. Screens flash. Thoughts wander. And before we realize it, hours slip through our fingers. We tell ourselves we're busy. Yet at the end of the day, we feel strangely unfulfilled. The truth is, it's not time we're losing, it's focus. Focus is the invisible force that determines whether you drift through life or take command of it. It's the difference between doing 100 things halfway and doing one thing that changes everything. In this modern world overflowing with noise, mastering your focus isn't just a skill, it's your superpower. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, a young architect named Daniel came to me frustrated and burnt out. He was talented, ambitious, and hardworking, but his life felt chaotic. His mind was constantly juggling dozens of things: emails, deadlines, social media, endless to-do lists. He'd start one task and jump to another before finishing the first. Days blurred together, and his confidence began to fade. One day, he decided to change just one thing: his focus. Instead of trying to manage everything, he chose to focus on one project, 1 hour at a time. He turned off distractions, set clear intentions, and practiced being fully present. Within 3 weeks, his productivity skyrocketed. But more than that, he felt peaceful again. He said, "For the first time in years, I feel like I'm in control of my mind." That's the power of focus. It's not about working harder. It's about working clearer. You see, your mind is like a lens. When scattered, it blurs everything. But when aligned, it can cut through anything. Focus doesn't just improve your performance. It transforms your entire experience of life. You think better, you feel lighter, you move with purpose. This book, Master Your Focus in 21 Days, is your practical blueprint to reclaim that power. Over the next 3 weeks, you'll learn how to train your attention like a muscle, one that grows stronger every day. Each chapter is designed to build upon the last, guiding you through 3 transformative stages. Week 1, Awareness. You'll uncover how your focus works, why it breaks, and how to rebuild it from within. Week 2, Clarity. You'll learn to silence mental clutter, sharpen priorities, and create the space your mind needs to thrive. Week 3, Mastery. You'll install the habits, systems, and mindset of people who live in flow, those who achieve more with less effort and greater joy. Every day, you'll find small but powerful actions, reflections, focus drills, and mindset shifts designed to rewire your attention system. This isn't theory, it's transformation. The best part? You don't need to wait for motivation or perfect conditions. You can begin right here, right now. All you need is the decision to take back control of your mind. Imagine waking up and knowing exactly what matters most. Imagine working without constant distractions, feeling calm even when life feels busy, and finishing each day proud of what you accomplished. That's not a fantasy. It's focus, and it's within your reach. In just 21 days, you'll learn to redirect your thoughts instead of being pulled by them. You'll move from reacting to life to leading it. You'll notice how your relationships improve, your creativity expands, and your energy lasts longer. Because once you master your focus, everything else aligns: productivity, peace, and purpose. This isn't a book filled with abstract philosophy or unreachable ideals. It's a practical guide written for real people living in a noisy world. Every strategy has been tested, every exercise crafted for simplicity, and every insight designed to help you stay consistent. Because true focus isn't about intensity, it's about direction. So as you begin this journey, I want you to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, look around your environment, your life as it is right now, then ask yourself one question. What would my life look like if I gave my full attention to it? That question is where transformation begins. Over the next 21 days, you'll not only find the answer, you'll live it. Let's begin. Because once you master your focus, you master your life. Chapter 1. The Science of Concentration. You've probably had this happen. You sit down to work, determined to get something done. You open your laptop, ready to focus, and within minutes, you're checking your phone, your email, and somehow, you're watching a random video about 10 habits of billionaires. You close it, laugh it off, and tell yourself you'll try again. But deep down, you feel a quiet frustration. Why can't I just stay focused? It's not that you're lazy or undisciplined. Your brain is simply overwhelmed. You're living in an environment built to hijack your attention. Every sound, ping, and notification competes for your mental bandwidth. You're not broken. You're overloaded. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Focus isn't about forcing yourself to concentrate harder. It's about understanding how your brain actually works and learning to work with it instead of against it. Let's break it down simply. The brain behind your focus. Your focus lives in the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain right behind your forehead. It's responsible for decision-making, problem-solving, and attention control, basically. Your internal CEO. When you focus, this part of the brain directs energy toward one single task. But there's a catch. Your prefrontal cortex can only hold one main thought at a time. Every time you switch between tasks, checking a message, jumping to another tab, or scrolling for a quick break, your brain has to reset. Neuroscientists call this attention residue. It means part of your brain is still stuck on the previous task, making it harder to concentrate fully on the next. And then there's dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. It's what makes your phone so addictive. Each notification gives you a tiny hit of dopamine, training your brain to crave novelty. Over time, your brain becomes wired to seek stimulation instead of focus. So when you try to sit quietly and work deeply, it feels uncomfortable, not because you can't focus, but because your brain has been trained to chase constant input. Why you struggle to concentrate there are 3 main reasons most people struggle with focus. Today to 1. Digital overload. Your devices are designed to keep you scrolling. Every app competes for your attention. 2. Multitasking myths. We've been sold the idea that doing more means being more productive. In reality, multitasking fragments your energy. 3. Emotional fatigue. When your mind is cluttered with worry or stress, it drains the mental energy required to concentrate. It's not about willpower, it's about bandwidth. Your brain can't operate at high performance when it's constantly switching gears. The focus equation. There's a simple formula. I teach my clients, attention equals intention plus elimination of distractions. Think of your attention as a spotlight. Wherever you shine it, energy flows. But if that light keeps flickering between 100 different things, it never burns bright enough to create results. To improve concentration, start by setting a clear intention. Ask, what is the one thing I want to give my full attention to right now? Then, eliminate everything that doesn't align with that intention. Silence notifications, close extra tabs, and clear physical clutter. You'll be amazed at how much mental space that frees up. A 3-minute focus check. Before we move forward, try this small exercise to measure your current focus level. 1. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. 2. Breathe slowly. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 3. Focus only on your breath for 3 minutes. Every time your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breathing. When the 3 minutes are up, notice how often your mind drifted. That's your baseline. Don't judge it. Just be aware of how easily your attention slips. This awareness is the first step to regaining control. From reactive to proactive. Most people live in reactive mode, constantly responding to messages, notifications, and random thoughts. To master focus, you need to shift to proactive mode, where you decide what gets your attention. Here's how. Plan your focus periods. Block 60 to 90 minutes for one high-value task. Protect your environment. Silence your phone. Tidy your workspace, and use noise-canceling tools if needed. Recharge intentionally. Don't confuse distraction with rest. Real rest means stepping away, breathing, or taking a short walk. Your brain loves rhythm. When you work in cycles of focused effort followed by intentional rest, your concentration deepens naturally. Week 1. Focus awareness. Welcome to week 1 of the 21-day plan. Focus awareness. This week, your goal isn't to fix everything. It's simply to notice. Day 1 to 2. Track your distractions. Write down every time you lose focus and what triggered it. Day 3 to 4. Begin a light digital detox. Limit social media to 2 intentional check-ins per day. Day 5 to 6. Practice the 3-minute breathing focus daily. Day 7. Commit to single tasking for 1 entire hour. These may seem small, but they're powerful. Each practice helps your brain remember what focus feels like. A thought to carry. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Where your energy flows, your results grow. Concentration isn't a gift given to the lucky few. It's a skill you rebuild one choice at a time. Every moment you resist distraction, you're rewiring your mind toward power and peace. Reflection prompt. Before you move on, take a moment to ask yourself, what are the top 3 things that steal my focus every day? And how much of my potential am I losing to them? Be honest. Awareness isn't judgment. It's liberation. Because the moment you understand how your brain works, you stop fighting it and start mastering it. You've just taken the first step. Now, let's move from understanding focus to creating clarity. Chapter 2. Building mental clarity. Have you ever walked into a messy room and instantly felt tense, even before doing anything? The clutter wasn't just around you. It was inside your mind. That's exactly how most people live today. Their thoughts are scattered, their priorities tangled, and their emotions constantly in motion. They're mentally busy but rarely clear. If focus is the ability to direct your attention, mental clarity is the ability to see where that attention should go. Without it, even the best productivity tools, time hacks, or motivation tricks will fall flat. You can't focus on what matters if you don't know what matters. The hidden weight of mental clutter. Mental clutter isn't always loud. It often hides behind subtle distractions. The unfinished task you keep thinking about, the conversation replaying in your head, the plans that never make it onto paper. It's that inner noise that keeps you on, all the time but never moving forward. Overthinking, emotional stress, and constant decision-making overload your mind until it feels foggy. It's like having too many tabs open in your brain. Everything slows down, and eventually, the system freezes. If you've been feeling mentally tired even after resting, it's not exhaustion, it's overflow. The good news? You can clear it. Clarity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from releasing what doesn't belong. Step 1. The brain dump. Declutter your mind. Let's start simple. Grab a notebook or open a blank document. Set a timer for 10 minutes and write everything that's taking space in your mind. Tasks, worries, reminders, even random thoughts. Don't organize. Don't censor. Just release. This exercise, called a brain dump, acts like a mental exhale. Once your thoughts are out of your head and onto paper, your mind immediately feels lighter. You'll see how much mental energy you've been wasting just holding on to unfinished thinking. When you finish, read through your list. You'll notice 3 types of items. 1. Things you can act on now. 2. Things you can schedule or plan. 3. Things you can simply let go of. Clarity begins where you stop carrying what doesn't serve you. Step 2. Define your MITs, most important tasks. Now that you've cleared your mental clutter, it's time to set direction. Every morning, identify 3 most important tasks, MITs for the day. Ask yourself, if I only accomplish these 3 things today, would I still feel productive and fulfilled? This simple practice cuts through decision fatigue. It tells your brain, these are the targets. Ignore the noise. Over time, it trains your mind to focus on what truly matters instead of chasing everything that looks urgent. Remember, clarity is not about having fewer tasks. It's about having fewer distractions disguised as tasks. Step 3. The 2-minute rule. Mental fog often builds from tiny undone things. The email you didn't reply to, the file you haven't organized, the message you forgot to send. Each of these open loops steals just a bit of your attention until your brain feels overloaded. Here's how to stop it. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Send that email. Put away that cup. Check that reminder off your list. These micro actions might seem small, but together, they create a massive sense of mental relief. You're training your brain to close loops quickly instead of letting them pile up. Week 2. Clarity and Energy Reset. Welcome to Week 2 of your 21-day focus journey. Clarity and Energy Reset. In this week, you'll rebuild the foundation of a calm, focused mind. Here's your daily focus. Day 8 to 9. Do a 10-minute brain dump each morning. Let your thoughts spill freely. Day 10-11. Go for daily mindfulness walks. Leave your phone behind and just notice. Day 12. Create clear digital boundaries. Unsubscribe from cluttered emails. Clean your home screen. And silence unnecessary notifications. Day 13. Start your morning with 1 clear intention and your top 3 MITs. Day 14. Reflect on what mental clutter has faded and how lighter your mind feels. By the end of this week, you'll notice how your thoughts start to feel organized instead of scattered. You'll make decisions faster and with confidence because clarity turns hesitation into direction. Visualization, the calm lake. Now, let's do a short mental reset right here. Right now, close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a second, then release it gently. Imagine your mind as a lake. At first, it's stirred by waves, thoughts, worries, and tasks ripple across its surface. But as you breathe, the water begins to settle. The ripples fade, the surface becomes still and clear, reflecting the sky above. That's what mental clarity feels like. Calm, steady, and focused. You don't force the waves to stop. You simply allow them to settle. Whenever life feels chaotic, return to this image. Clarity isn't something you chase. It's something you create by calming the noise. Affirmations for focus and mental peace. Repeat these silently or aloud to yourself. My mind is clear, calm, and capable. I choose what deserves my attention. Every breath brings me back to focus. Say them often. The brain listens to repetition more than intention. Reflection prompt. Take a few minutes to reflect. What thoughts or habits clutter my mental space most often? What would my mind feel like if I released just one of them today? Write your answer down. Don't just think it, see it. The act of writing gives your thoughts structure, and structure gives you clarity. Mental clarity isn't a gift. It's a practice. Every time you organize your thoughts, Set boundaries and return to calm. You reclaim power over your mind. As the fog clears, focus becomes effortless. You'll notice you're not just getting more done. You're doing it with a sense of peace that once felt impossible. You've now laid the foundation for deep focus. Next, we'll build on that strength, because clarity gives you vision, but discipline gives you momentum. Chapter 3. Mastering Self-Discipline. There will be mornings when you wake up and feel absolutely nothing. No spark, no drive, no urge to chase your goals. The motivation that once fueled you seems to have vanished overnight. It's in those moments that your success or your failure is decided, not by how you feel, but by what you do. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you moving when the excitement fades. It's the quiet engine behind every great achievement. Think about it: the athlete who trains before sunrise, the writer who finishes a book despite rejection, the entrepreneur who keeps showing up through uncertainty. None of them rely solely on motivation. They rely on self-discipline. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is behavioral. Motivation says, "I'll work when I feel inspired." Discipline says, "I'll work until inspiration returns." And that's the shift we'll make in this chapter, transforming your focus from a temporary burst to a sustainable force. The discipline dilemma. Most people misunderstand discipline. They imagine it as rigid, harsh, joyless control. In truth, self-discipline isn't about punishment. It's about structure. It's the process of creating the right conditions for your best self to show up consistently. It's freedom through routine. When you have structure, you don't waste energy deciding what to do next. You just do it. Decision fatigue fades. Doubt weakens. You build momentum, and momentum is everything. Think of self-discipline as the backbone of focus. Without it, your mind drifts with every distraction. But when you build it intentionally, your focus sharpens, and your actions start to align with your long-term goals rather than your short-term moods. The power of focus rituals. Discipline thrives in routine. That's why I want you to build what I call focus rituals. These are small, consistent routines that train your brain to shift into concentration mode. Here's how they work. Each ritual acts as a mental trigger, something that tells your brain, it's time to focus now. It could be as simple as lighting a candle before studying, listening to a specific playlist before writing, or making a cup of tea before you sit down to work. You're teaching your mind to associate that ritual with deep focus. Over time, your brain automatically transitions into a productive state whenever that ritual begins. It's conditioning in its simplest form, and it's incredibly powerful. Beating procrastination, the 5-minute rule. Let's talk about procrastination. We all know the feeling of staring at a task and thinking, "I'll start later." The brain tricks you into thinking the task is bigger, harder, or more unpleasant than it really is. Here's the antidote: the 5-minute rule. Promise yourself you'll do the task for just 5 minutes. That's it. Once you start, something interesting happens. Momentum takes over. Your brain stops fighting and starts flowing. 5 minutes often becomes 15, then 30, and before you know it, you've finished what you were avoiding. Action beats resistance. Every single time. Habit stacking. Building automatic focus. If you've ever struggled to stay consistent, this one's for you. Habit stacking is a method to make discipline feel almost effortless. The idea is to connect a new behavior, your focus habit, to something you already do automatically. For example, after I make my morning coffee, I'll write for 20 minutes. After I brush my teeth, I'll review my daily priorities. After I finish lunch, I'll do a 10-minute deep breathing reset. By tying new habits to existing ones, you eliminate the "when should I start?" question The behavior becomes automatic, and that's the foundation of true discipline. Week 3, the discipline zone. Welcome to week 3 of your 21-day plan. The discipline zone. This is where everything you've built so far comes together. Awareness, clarity, and now consistency. Day 15 to 21 focus plan. Morning focus routine. Wake up at a consistent time. Begin your day with a clear ritual, perhaps journaling. Exercise or 5 minutes of silence. Deep work sessions. Block 90-minute chunks for your most important tasks. During this time, eliminate all distractions. No phone, no tabs, no noise. Controlled rest breaks. After each session, take 10 to 15 minutes to recharge. Walk, stretch, or breathe. Rest isn't a reward. It's a part of the discipline cycle. These habits will shape your mental rhythm. You'll begin to notice that focus isn't something you chase. It's something you create. Personal story. The failure that taught me everything years ago. I started writing a book that I was deeply passionate about. I poured everything into the first 2 weeks, late nights, strong coffee, endless enthusiasm. Then came the slump. My excitement faded, and with it, my consistency. I told myself I'd write when I felt inspired again. Weeks passed, then months. One morning, I found the unfinished manuscript on my desk, covered in dust. It hit me my dream didn't fail because I wasn't talented. It failed because I wasn't disciplined. That day, I started again, but this time, I wrote every single day, even when the words felt heavy. That book eventually became the one that changed my life. Not because it was perfect, but because I finished it. That's the real power of discipline. It doesn't promise perfection. It guarantees progress. The self-discipline audit. Ask yourself honestly. 1. Do I follow through with my plans, even when I don't feel like it? 2. Have I built daily rituals that support my focus? 3. Do I allow emotions to dictate my actions, or do I act based on purpose? 4. When I fail, do I quit, or do I recommit? Rate yourself from 1 to 10 on each. This is not about judgment, it's about awareness. Because you can't improve what you don't measure. Quote, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Jim Rohn. Reflection prompt. When was the last time you kept a promise to yourself, even when it was hard? Write it down. Feel that pride again. That's what we're building here. The quiet confidence that comes from doing the work. Regardless of how you feel. Chapter summary. This week, you learned that focus isn't built through bursts of motivation. It's forged through consistent, disciplined action. When you create rituals, build habits, and show up every day, your focus becomes part of who you are. Next, we'll explore how to sustain this newfound focus long-term, so it doesn't fade once the 21 days end, but grows stronger every day after. Chapter 4. Eliminating distractions. You don't need more time, you need fewer distractions. Think about it. You've had days where you worked for 8 hours, but felt like you achieved nothing. Then there were days when a single focused hour moved your life forward more than an entire week of scattered effort. The difference isn't your intelligence, motivation, or tools. It's your ability to protect your focus from distractions. Distractions are silent thieves. They don't break in loudly. They slip in quietly, one notification, one message, one wandering thought at a time. And before you realize it, they've stolen your attention, your creativity, and your momentum. Let's take that power back. The many faces of distraction. Distraction isn't just about your phone or your social media feed. It's deeper and more deceptive. There are 4 major types you must learn to recognize and eliminate. 1. Digital distractions. Endless notifications, emails, social apps, and algorithmic traps designed to hijack your dopamine. 2. Environmental distractions. Cluttered workspaces, Background noise. Visual chaos. Each pulls your brain into micro-decisions that weaken focus. 3. Emotional distractions. Worry, stress, anxiety, or unprocessed emotions that play on repeat in your mind. 4. Internal distractions. Fatigue, hunger, or simply lack of clarity about what matters most. The first step to eliminating distractions is awareness, understanding that every time you lose focus, something else gains control over your attention. Designing your focus environment. If your environment doesn't support focus, it will destroy it. Your brain is wired to respond to what's around you, so if your space feels chaotic, your thoughts will too. That's why I want you to start with focus environment design. Here's how to do it. Declutter your workspace. Clear your desk of anything unrelated to the task at hand. A clean space signals clarity to your mind. Control noise. Use noise-canceling headphones or play ambient focus music. Studies show that certain frequencies like alpha wave sounds or soft rain can enhance concentration and reduce stress. Set visual boundaries. If possible, face away from high-traffic areas. The fewer visual interruptions, the more your brain can stay anchored in deep work. Your environment should whisper focus, not scream distraction. Digital discipline. Taking back control. Let's face it, our phones are engineered to keep us distracted. Every ping, every red dot, every vibration triggers dopamine loops that pull us in before we can resist. But digital discipline isn't about deleting all your apps. It's about retraining your relationship with technology. Here's your system. Use app blockers like Freedom or Forest during work hours. Limit notifications to essentials-only calls and messages from key contacts. Schedule social media time like you would any other task. This helps you stay in control rather than reacting impulsively. Keep your phone out of reach during deep work sessions. Even seeing it can reduce available focus. Remember, your attention is your most valuable asset. Don't let algorithms rent it for free. Emotional distractions. The invisible enemy. Even with a perfect setup, your mind can wander if it's emotionally overloaded. Thoughts like, what if I fail? Or did I say the wrong thing? Can hijack your attention faster than any notification. To counter this, use the mindful reset technique. 1. Pause what you're doing. 2. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds to 3. Hold for 2 seconds. 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds to 5. Bring your attention back to a single point, your breath, your heartbeat, or the task in front of you. It's simple, but it works. Each breath pulls you back into the present, cutting the cord to emotional noise. The 90-minute focus block. Your brain can't focus endlessly. It works best in powerful, timed sprints. Neuroscientists call this the ultradian rhythm, a natural cycle of peak energy lasting about 90 minutes. Here's how to use it. 1. Set a clear goal. Choose one meaningful task to 2. Work for 90 minutes, no interruptions. No multitasking. 3. Take a 15-minute break. Walk, stretch, or hydrate. 4. Repeat. That's it. Just 2 to 3 deep focus blocks per day can produce more progress than 10 hours of scattered effort. The secret isn't working more. It's working without interruption. Visualization. Your distraction-free mind. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself sitting at your workspace. The light is soft. Your desk is clear. Your phone is away. You can hear only the gentle hum of background music. You open your notebook or laptop, and there's nothing pulling you away. No buzzing notifications. No restless thoughts. You breathe deeply. Every inhale draws your focus in. Every exhale releases noise. Now, imagine your mind as a calm, still room. Every idea has its place. Every thought moves with purpose. You are fully present. You are in control. That's what eliminating distractions feels like, not silence, but freedom. Week 4 mindset. Focus without friction. As you continue your 21-day journey, this week is about protecting the focus you've built. Design your space for clarity. Control your devices before they control you. Reset emotionally whenever you drift. Work in deep, powerful cycles. You'll begin to feel something shift: less chaos, more calm, less noise, more progress. Quote, "The cost of distraction is the life you could have lived focused." Grayson Word reflection prompt. What's the single biggest distraction stealing your time daily? And what will you do about it starting today? Chapter 5. Flow State Mastery. There's a moment every creator, athlete, or thinker lives for. That point when time seems to disappear. Your mind sharpens. Your movements sync with your thoughts, and everything else fades into silence. You're not thinking about what you're doing. You're simply being it. That, my friend, is the flow state. If focus is the foundation of productivity, flow is the cathedral built on top of it, the state where effort transforms into ease and discipline becomes art. When you're in flow, you stop fighting distractions because they don't exist anymore. You stop chasing motivation because you've become it. What exactly is flow? Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who first defined the concept, described flow as a state in which people are so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. In other words, flow is the ultimate level of focus, where your skills perfectly meet the challenge in front of you. Too easy and you get bored. Too hard and you get anxious. But when the balance is just right, your mind clicks into alignment and everything flows. Athletes call it the zone. Writers call it creative trance. Musicians call it being lost in the music. I call it pure alignment. In flow, your brain releases a cocktail of neurochemicals, dopamine, norepinephrine, endorphins, that heighten awareness and energy. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for self-criticism and doubt, temporarily quiets down. You stop second-guessing yourself. You just act. And the beauty of it? Flow isn't a gift. It's a skill. You can learn how to enter it. The triggers of flow. Every flow experience has 3 consistent triggers. Think of them as the keys to unlocking that deep state of focus. 1. Clear goals. You must know exactly what you're doing and why. Ambiguity kills flow. 2. Immediate feedback. You need a way to measure progress. Whether it's a word count, a completed task, or the sound of the piano keys aligning with your rhythm. 3. Challenge skill. Balance. The task should push you just slightly beyond your comfort zone. Enough to engage your full attention, but not so much that it feels overwhelming. When these 3 align, your brain says, "This matters. Let's go all in." How top performers use flow. Flow is the secret behind world-class performance. Take Serena Williams. For example, when she's deep in a match, she doesn't consciously think about every serve, every foot placement, every swing. She's simply in rhythm with herself. Or think of a writer like Stephen King, who's known to write 2,000 words every morning without fail. That's not just discipline. That's daily immersion in flow. Even musicians describe moments on stage when everything melts away. No audience, no mistakes, just total presence in sound. They don't stumble upon flow by accident. They've learned how to invite it. And so can you. The flow entry routine. Now, let's get practical. Here's a simple, step-by-step routine to help you enter flow intentionally. Not once in a while, but whenever you need it most. Step 1. Choose one deep task. Pick something meaningful, not busy work, but a task that matters to your goals. Flow needs purpose. Step 2. Eliminate distractions. Silence notifications. Clear your desk and let others know you're unavailable. Remember, Flow begins where interruption ends. Step 3. Set a timer. Start with a 60 to 90-minute block. You're not forcing focus. You're creating space for it. Step 4. Breathe and begin. Take a slow, steady breath. Exhale fully. Now start the task gently. Don't rush. Within minutes, you'll feel your awareness narrowing, your inner noise quieting, your rhythm forming. Step 5. Lose yourself in the work. Once you feel the pull, don't stop. Keep going until time dissolves. That's your signal. You've entered the flow. When you finish, take a few minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, how did that feel? What triggered it? How can I recreate it tomorrow? Reflection exercise. Let's pause for a moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and recall a time when you were completely absorbed in something you love. Maybe painting, running, coding, cooking, writing, or playing music. Remember how it felt. You weren't distracted. You weren't comparing yourself. You were simply there, now. Imagine being able to tap into that state every single day. Not by luck, but by choice. That's what this chapter is about. Making flow your natural state of being. Building flow into your routine. Here's how to turn flow from a rare experience into a daily ritual. Start with high-energy hours. Identify when you naturally feel most alert. Morning, midday, or evening. And reserve that time for deep work. Warm up your brain. Do a short focus ritual, stretch, journal, or breathe deeply. This signals your mind that it's time to enter flow. End with gratitude. After each session, write one sentence about what you accomplished. This simple act trains your brain to associate flow with satisfaction. The more you practice, the faster you'll drop into flow. Eventually, you won't need to chase it. It will find you. Affirmations for flow mastery. Repeat these quietly to yourself, or listen and let them sink in. I am fully present in what matters most. Distractions fade when my purpose is clear. I create with ease, energy, and joy. Focus is not effort. It's alignment. Flow is my natural state of being. Your final 21-day challenge. You've learned the mechanics of focus, clarity, discipline, and distraction management. Now, it's time to live it for the final stretch of your 21-day journey. Choose one project or passion. Apply your focus rituals. Create flow sessions daily. Even 30 minutes counts. You'll notice something remarkable. The more you practice focus, the less it feels like effort. It starts to feel like peace. Like you finally tuned into the rhythm of your true potential. Quote, when you learn to enter flow, you stop chasing focus, you become it. Grayson Ward Reflection Prompt. When was the last time you lost track of time doing something meaningful? How can you bring more of that energy into your daily life starting tomorrow? Conclusion. The 21-day focus transformation. Take a deep breath. You made it. 21 days ago, you started a challenge that most people talk about but never commit to. The 21-day focus challenge. You made a choice to stop drifting and start directing your mind toward what truly matters. And that single decision set a powerful transformation in motion. Over these 3 weeks, you've done far more than simply learn how to focus. You've reshaped the way your brain responds to distraction, how your emotions align with your goals, and how your daily actions build momentum toward the life you want. What began as an experiment has evolved into a foundation, a new mental framework for living with purpose. Let's revisit what you've accomplished. Week 1. Awareness. The wake-up call. The first stage was all about seeing. You learn to recognize how scattered focus dilutes your energy and keeps you stuck in cycles of busyness without progress. You began observing your thoughts, your triggers, and the small habits that steal your attention, not to judge them, but to understand them. Awareness isn't always comfortable. It's like turning on the light in a messy room, but you faced it. You noticed your distractions, your mental noise, and your emotional patterns. And by doing so, you reclaimed your most valuable resource, your attention. This week taught you that focus begins not with control, but with awareness, because once you see clearly, you can choose consciously. Week 2, clarity, defining what matters. The second week was about direction. You began replacing chaos with clarity, deciding what truly deserves your time, your thought, and your energy. You learned that every yes requires 1,000 no's. Through intention setting, goal mapping, and value alignment, you discovered that clarity isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, better. You stopped chasing every spark and started fueling one meaningful flame. This stage reshaped how you think about productivity. Focus isn't about squeezing more into your day. It's about removing what doesn't belong. And when you learn to simplify, life began to expand. Week 3, mastery, becoming the focused self. The final week was about embodiment. You shifted from learning principles to living them. You designed your environment to support your focus, built systems to protect your energy, and developed rituals that keep your mind aligned with your mission. Mastery doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. You learned how to refocus after setbacks, how to protect your priorities without guilt, and how to operate from intention instead of reaction. You've built the muscles of focus, discipline, and self-trust one day at a time. And now, you've reached the point where focus is no longer something you do. It's who you've become. Beyond the 21 days, the journey of growth. Here's the truth. The 21-day focus challenge was never meant to end here. It was the ignition. Your brain has already begun rewiring itself through neuroplasticity, strengthening the neural pathways that support concentration, clarity, and discipline. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you reinforce this new identity. Every small act of awareness is a vote for the person you're becoming. The next step? Keep going. Continue practicing these principles. Not because you have to, but because they now define how you live. You've tasted the peace that comes from being fully present. You've experienced the power of working with direction, not distraction. Let that momentum carry you forward. Focus is a lifestyle, not a task. Your focus manifesto. Before we close this journey, take a moment. Speak these words aloud. Make them yours. My focus manifesto. I choose clarity over chaos. I control my attention, my energy, and my direction. I am present, purposeful, and powerful. Each day, I grow stronger in focus, discipline, and peace. I am the master of my mind and the architect of my life. Say it again. Let it sink in. That is not a promise to the world. It's a commitment to yourself. Gratitude and the road ahead. Grayson Ward, and I want you to know something powerful. You've mastered what most people never do. Most drift through life reacting to noise, but you've learned to hear your inner signal. You've trained your mind to serve you, not sabotage you. And that's rare. That's worth celebrating. Your 21 days were not about intensity. They were about integrity. You proved that transformation begins with attention, with showing up daily, even when it's hard, even when no one's watching. But this isn't goodbye. It's a new beginning. If you're ready to take your focus even deeper, explore the Focus Mastery Workbook, a 30-day guided journal to sustain and strengthen your habits. Or join our Focus Mastery community, where thousands of readers continue to support one another's journeys toward clarity and purpose. You've built a foundation of awareness, clarity, and mastery. You've rewired your brain for focus. And now, as you step beyond these 21 days, remember, you are not chasing focus anymore. You are living it. The next chapter of your life doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins now. Stay focused. Stay free. Thanks for joining us in Read Realm. where every book finds a voice. If you enjoyed this audiobook, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a new upload. Got a book in mind? Drop it in the comments. You're next. Favorite listen could be our next upload. Until then, keep your mind open and your headphones on.